on. So, here we are again. Please allow me to get my bearings. I have not broadcasted since E3, since before E3. And indeed, I took a break because of E3. So, we're going to be getting a move on and getting back on track. And first of all, I think we were finishing... I can't level up. We were finishing Ulasil. We were going to the township. Pop my knuckles real quick. My hands all ready. Yeah, Claymore's fully upgraded. I went and did a bit of Titanite farming for this character. A bit of chunk farming. Oh, I'm still wearing the ring, actually. Let's take this off. Switch back to the Steel Protect. So this is why the Crest Shield is really good for this DLC, because the enemies deal a lot of magic damage, and the best way to combat that is with the Crest Shield, which has very, very high magic defense. The only one that gives you more defense against magic is the Moonlight Butterfly Shield, which is a 100 magic block rate, if I remember correctly. So, if you're human here, you'll be invaded by Mr. Marvelous Chester, Mr. Bloodborne Man. And he's got a unique animation set, which I always found very strange, very interesting. He's got a unique set of animations. Kind of interesting that they've had... Bloodborne was in the works for a very long time, because they had early alpha builds of places like the Upper Cathedral Ward hidden in this game's cache files, and if we are to be believed, Chester is from the Bloodborne universe. If, you know, lore theories or anything to go by, it's speculative, but, I mean, you don't see any other characters wearing long coats in Dark Souls. Careful with these guys, by the way. They do a lot of stamina breakdown. Some freaks will drop from the ceiling. Be very careful about that. Yep. You want to make an immediate right here. See if you can get any of these guys to chase you into the tunnel. Yep. Just always keep an eye out for these guys. So at this point we're in the late game and there's not really a whole lot more that I need to teach you from a mechanical standpoint. It's mostly just like vaguely what you're supposed to do. So here you're actually supposed to make this jump, and that's important. You make that jump. Get the crest key. And then you can come here, take this ladder down. Be very careful. As soon as you walk out, you'll be attacked by the one standing up here. That was almost dangerous. They followed me down. Dark fog. Oops, sorry about that. Oh, and it's a rare drop. You can get their bloated heads as apparel. Which, I mean, you know, that's gross, but neat. Here is a shortcut elevator. We're actually going to take this back up while the enemies down there are still all dead. You're gonna go, if you're in Artorias' arena, you're gonna go up and to the left. If you're coming from the township, up to the right. We meet this character.
A visitor, have we? Thou must be the one who freed Artorias. That old friend he was. Thanks to thee, he left this world with honor intact. And here I am, retired and blind. Of little help to thee, I'm afraid.
By these carvings.
Farewell, human. Lead thy life as thou seest fit.
We'll come back to him later. But he will be important. He's not just kind of there. Four people, I don't believe that for a second. Yeah, I knew something was up. That's weird. Anyways, sorry, I was just looking at Discord briefly. Oh, hey dude. Yeah, Twitch's viewer counts are really, really weird. Because I went to the viewer list and it says there's one person, but here you are. Oof. Yeah, this spot can be a little bit troublesome. Oh, you know what? It's because I went right, not left. You're supposed to hang a left. Easy fix. Oh, I keep forgetting the rest of the bonfire that I go to, because now the other Souls games, when you warp to somewhere, that becomes your home bonfire. I can't believe they didn't even, like, correct that. Of all the things they could have done, they just didn't even bother with this. That's such an easy fix. Perhaps, something like that. Yeah, if you're not fast rolling with a fast weapon, these guys can be a bit troublesome. Here's the bound prisoner. Very weird enemy. And your attacks are gonna rebound. What the f- oh. Yeah, I've been playing so much Bloodborne, so I'm not on with this right now. Because all throughout because I didn't play this throughout... I'm back here again. I didn't play this all throughout E3 because I wanted to take a break so I could watch the conventions, and it's been like a week now, and now like I need to warm back up to this because I've been playing Bloodborne in between conventions. It's really annoying, actually. Understandable. I don't know, I think the bound prisoner is just like a really frustrating time unless you're like specifically a fast roll character with some form of alternative damage besides physical. Let's see, will I rebound if I two-hand though? I kinda don't want to find out. I won't. Okay. Oh, that's weird. Usually he gives you the full set. The full chainmail set. I'm gonna equip your skull lantern here. You want to unhollow for this part because there's going to be a summon in the final boss of this area that you really want to be able to get that you can't if you are hollowed, as with all summons. What? There we are. I want to run down here and try not to go too close up to that clearing over there because you can be shot there by a caster. They can see you, but you can't see them until like you get to a certain spot. As you go over here and you cross over this way. See, there's some foggy business going on down there. It's Alvina from the Forest Hunters. You can find them cute if you want. I think the humanity ghosts are quite intimidating. That's just because, like, disembodied eyes have always had this weird, like, effect of paranoia on me, but that's also because I'm very, very afraid of being observed by something I can't see. Lore. Okay. If you guys remember the boss fight Great Grey Wolf Sif, that's a younger version of him. because his master was Artorias and we killed him earlier in the DLC. We're in the past. Send that up. I have to worry about that later. So you come up here, and now you can kill that bloathead that shoots magic at you that we couldn't have killed previously. And then you slide down here, take this little rock path down. So something I want to mention about this playthrough that we've done so far is I'm showing you how to play this game as a beginner. Something I want to mention is that if we go into my stats, I have sacrificed defensive stats big time for damage. Because my strength and dexterity don't need to be that high. Like, what I could have done is I could have used a claymore with a divine enchantment and power leveled into faith and kept the base value of strength and dexterity at 1610. And I could have power leveled in faith and then had about 32 vitality and 32 endurance or so. I didn't do that. I should have, actually, but I didn't think about that until hindsight. So yeah, we sacrificed a lot of defensive stats for damage. We'll get more defensive stats eventually, but it's part mistake, also partially that I just kind of want to show you, you know, I don't necessarily need that much HP anyway because I'm more experienced, but definitely invest your stats slightly differently than I did. The annoying part about that lunge is that sometimes you can end up missing because the hitbox will go through them and your lunge will land your hitbox right, or your hurt box right on them. Be very careful because I think these guys ignore armor. I think they just do flat damage to you. Now. The boss. You want to hang an immediate left and hit that summon sign, which will summon the Grey Wolf. Sif is a very good distraction. The problem is I didn't build up enough stamina to make the shield worth my investment in it. I also just shouldn't be targeting. Oop. Yeah, be very careful. When he shrieks, you want to get as far away from him as possible, because he does that. And you really don't want that happening to you. luckily you can kind of just DPS race him if you have a well upgraded set of medium armor. What is it just with these Abyss enemies being, with the Abyss bosses just being damage sponges? This is how the Four Kings go usually too. Also, we have a plus 15 Claymore at 40/40, which is really strong for an NG1 cycle. And with that, the Father of the Abyss is beaten, but we're not quite done with this DLC. Here's Princess Dusk. Drop a couple levels, strength and dex, and that's our cap. 40/40 is your cap. 40 strength or 40 dex, usually. For int and faith, though, if you're going to power level faith for a divine claymore, or power level int for a enchanted claymore, do 50. 50 is the cap for int or faith, but 40 is the strength dex cap. Let's see if those hero souls can do anything for us. Oh yeah, and the Soul of Manus. That only really yields you stuff for magic users, but since we're not magical, we're not really going to need that in any capacity, so you can just crush that. Oh yeah, we'll get another level out of that. Ooh, I don't want to drop those. No, yeah, she'll be fine. There we go. And now, we warp back to the township. Also, if you leave the sanctuary the way you first come in, there will be 2 sanctuary guardians instead of just 1. So yeah, don't do that, because don't punish yourself like that. You're better than that. Well, if I remember correctly, if you go back to the chasm, she's there but conscious. I don't remember quite if that's what happens, but that's at least vaguely. Also, Chester's still there, and you can talk to him. He's not dead. In this one instance, when he died in the game, he did not die in real life. Hey look, dogs that aren't totally disgusting and hairless. What a rare sight. Very rare treat in these games. Absolutely, Ulasil is where Darkroot is now. You can, if you pay any attention to the geography, they have certain. Well, I think yeah, you can vaguely see Anne Orlando from here, but no. Well, the big giveaway is I'll show you after we do this. There's a big giveaway. So you go here, and you want to go down this ladder. We saw him a little while earlier, that big guy over there. You're gonna go over here, and before you grab anything, you turn back and run back towards the ladder. As he flies over, he'll do very unpleasant things to you. All you have to do is get him to attack. You don't have to take damage or die from him. All you have to do is get him to attack. Oh, the corpse physics. You want to go up, and we're going to go talk to the Hawkeye. The guy who we opened the door for earlier. How did he get up here?
Tomorrow, Black Dragon posing the duress?
Hell yeah, he is, bro.
Yes, I thought as much. He's called Kalameet. Ferocious dragon indeed. Even mighty Analonda dared not provoke his ire. I see little good coming from this, but my intent is to persevere to the bitter end.
Yes.
Good, good. What is bravery without a dash of recklessness? I've taken a liking to thee, and I owe thee much for thy service to Artorias. Now, watch, and see how Goth hunts dragons.
One of the best cutscenes in the series, I swear to God. This music's amazing, too.
Was never loosed. That bat will be grounded for a good spell. The rest is in thine hands. I await good tidings. Dragon slaying. Knighthood's highest calling.
Indeed. So, we're actually going to go back to the township bonfire real quick. I didn't want to rest there, but we're gonna. I mean, it's not really a big deal to kill all those dogs again, but I want to repair my gear and get a full set of flasks for this. Just in case. Oh, what? Did you seriously think I was playing this online? For real? You didn't actually think that I would teach players how to play the single-player campaign in online mode, did you? There's no way I'd be able to focus with constant interruptions like that. Oh, I didn't get a full set of flasks, but it doesn't matter. But yeah, there's no way I'd tolerate those constant interruptions. Besides, this is for... Well, I told... when I started this campaign... I said that the best way to experience the game your first time through is playing alone offline and only making use of a few NPC summons, but for the most part just playing by yourself. But like, there's a few key NPC summons that you want to use at any given time. But I said up front when I started this beginner's playthrough that it's for the best if you play offline on your own. And that's how we're gonna do 2 and 3 as well, and probably Bloodborne eventually. I still need to learn a bit more about Bloodborne, though. I don't think I know everything about it like I know... I don't understand it as well as I understand these games. But, yeah, I mean, obviously, though, the online version of Dark Souls 1 Remastered is full of very terrible people who are not very fun to play with. So, just stick to yourself. This is a tough fight, and I expect myself to die maybe a few times here. Yeah, this is going to be a challenge. So your goal should be to get underneath him and aim for the legs. You want to, if you see him fly up and you don't think he'll get away in time, turn your shield towards the epicenter. Do not, under any circumstance, get caught under him, because you will take double damage if he catches you with that. Oof. He's guard breaking me constantly. Not at all what I expected. You definitely want to do this one with a full set of Estus flasks too. This is nightmarishly difficult without it. Good thing we're at full damage capacity, so at least this fight's not going to take forever. Ooh, those hitboxes linger for some time. Careful. Don't stand too close to the hind leg or you'll get stomped on. Really, his body is one of the biggest things to be cautious for. It's really easy to take damage just from being near him. Too close to him. I really should just block that instead of rolling through it, because that hitbox lingers for an eternity. Ooh. Ooh. Alright, if you can get underneath him, then it's not a big deal. That's how pretty much all the fire from true dragons looks in Dark Souls. That's something I noticed that I actually wanted to talk about at some point in like the lore chat and the VodiVidya server, his Patreon server, was his true dragons breathe black fire. Because if you're wearing a dragon headstone, you breathe black fire as well. That was a gamble. I rolled in the wrong direction. Luckily, he got confused for like 3 seconds and we just got him. Easy peasy. Calamity Ring. That ring makes you take double damage and nothing else. It does, it's about, it's the most useful ring in the game. Yeah, it's interesting, but I noticed that like all the true dragons, like ones that were born from the arch trees, breathe black fire. I could have just used a homeward bone and skipped the trip. Oh well, we're making the walk now. I wonder what this is used for. This building. Maybe like some plaza or like a bazaar or something. Some sort of entry hall where you can come in and buy wares before you enter the city. I don't know. It just seems kind of bizarre the way it's structured.
Thou hast defeated Kalameet. Wondrously played. Lord Gwyn's blessing upon me. That beast will never take to the sky.
I guess, but I wouldn't think that the magicians of Ulasil would be barbaric enough to have gladiatorial arenas or something like that. Like, yeah, it looks like a fighting arena, but also, look, there's no stands in there. Like, you figured there'd be a place for an audience to sit if it was some sort of gladiator arena.
Farewell, proud human. May every honor be bestowed upon thee.
Like, arena would have been my first guess, but if you use any semblance of, like a logical elimination from that, it's like, well, you'd think there would be a place for an audience to sit, and you'd think that Ulasil as a society would be more cultured than that. So I don't know. I mean, I guess the audience could stand here to watch, but it just doesn't make sense to me. The way this arena is structured. Killed Kalameet. Pop another level in Vitality. So, I want to just go briefly back to the Ulasil Sanctuary real quick. Just because I want to show something. So, this area is Sif's arena that you fight him in. And I know this because if we go in this direction over here, that rock shelf over there, there's one exactly like it on the way to Sif's arena. And if you face this direction coming in, right there at the end of this bridge would be the double doors that lead to Sif's arena. So that entire area right there is Darkroot Garden. What Darkroot Garden becomes. Anyways, we're gonna rest back at Firelink. Let me think. We've defeated the Dark Sun. I think I remember us doing that. Let's look at the Lord Souls we have. We have... Okay, so we beat 4 Kings and Seath. So we have... Chaos... Yeah, we have... Chaos and... what was the other one? Nito to finish. Both of which the areas aren't too bad. Nito's area can be a little bad, but that's why we're gonna do Chaos first. So we're gonna warp to the Daughter of Chaos, and that's where we're gonna start. But I think we've beaten all the optional bosses. Let me think, because we got through the whole DLC. We beat the Dark Sun. We beat, what's his name? Or we beat Priscilla, we beat the Dark Sun. It seems like we're doing pretty good. That lighting transition's terrible. That's something they really messed up in the remaster. Because in the original version, there's a more gradual transition. I'm sorry, I said I promised I wouldn't nitpick too much about the remaster, but there's just some stuff that really bugs me. Now, if I remember correctly, we already defeated Discharge. Okay, yes we did. Do I think Siadon moved Artorias' grave to where you fight Sif? It seemed to be much of Ulusia left to organize a proper burial. That would make sense that she would make like a proper burial site where Sif eventually comes to rest. Okay, so something I want to point out, but something I'm not going to do myself because there's no use for it. There is, over in a pit of lava at the far end of those haphazardly placed Taurus demons that clearly are an indication of how unfinished and broken this area is. And that's not even a remastered thing. That's just Dark Souls 1. This area is haphazard as hell and really is unfinished. So, at the end of all these Taurus demons that are just splayed out everywhere, at the very end, I think you can see it from here. Not that one that's in the center of my screen now. Not that one, but there's one on the far end in a pit of lava. That is the Chaos Ember. The Chaos Ember helps you make Chaos weapons, which is the other use for the humanity that I said I would talk about later, which I can talk about now. So if you get a weapon to Fire +5, you can ascend it to Chaos 0. So a Chaos weapon has no, or it does have a scale. It scales off of your humanity, capping at 10, which means that if you have 0 humanity, it has no bonus damage. However, if you have 10 humanity, it has maximum bonus fire damage. And that's what Chaos is good for. Chaos is weaker than a Chaos +5 is weaker than a Fire +10 if you have 0 humanity, but a Chaos +5 is greater than a Fire +10 if and only if you have like enough humanity for it. And that's what your humanity is useful for, is scaling. Besides your item discovery, your humanity increases your item discovery when it's soft, and it also increases your chaos damage. But chaos weapons in general are good for a player if they are using a weapon with a... if they only have the base requirement stats of a weapon that they're using. Ooh, that does a lot of damage to him. If you have the base requirements of a weapon that you're using, and only want to meet the base requirements without having to go any further, then Chaos is one of the best choices you can make, because then it will give you a scale and a damage multiplier without needing to sacrifice the extra stats for it. That was the concept behind the Giant Dad build, and if you go watch the video, he's back. If you go watch it, God, it's like 7 years old at this point. 8 years, no, 7, 6, 5 or 6 years old. But anyways, Night Kirk spawns here. It's like a 5 or 6 year old video called He's Back. That's the foundation of the Giant Dad build, but it's a huge min-max based entirely on using the Chaos Infusion. Because the Chaos Infusion mitigates the need for serious stat investments. And instead, you know, the Giant Dad build is like 68 vitality and like 50-something endurance, but basically it's some ridiculous amount of defensive stats. Great machete, neato. take the stairs. I think we could just kill them with a one-handed swing. Might be mistaken, but oh, I think we got one of them at their attention. Yep, okay. Oh, got another one. Drawing their aggro unintentionally. Yeah, okay, we can just kill them with a one-handed swing. Okay, so, very careful of this, because they deal a lot of damage, break a lot of stamina, and they can break your gear if you're not careful. Oh, come on. Sister just got back. Got any homework to do? Okay then. We're not going to rest at that bonfire because there's really no need for it. Luckily we didn't get spat on by the acid, so our gear is still in good shape. Oy Faye, what a mess this area is. Oh, Jesus. Never mind, we should have rested there. What even happened? I thought I was at the stairs, and then I just rolled off. Is there even a closer bonfire? I don't think so. Oh, that's so annoying. I didn't say this playthrough would be flawless. But that is very vexing. We're actually going to equip our pyromancy flame real quick. Alright. Yeah, understandable. Rolling off death without provocation. It's just one of those things. The camera just flipped out and there I was going off a cliff. Makes no sense. I'm not gonna bother fighting these guys again though. I wonder if I could potentially light roll. No way yet. But perhaps if I power level and vitality, it'll happen. Ignore. Just gonna ignore these guys and we're gonna run straight for the boss. So yeah, I mean, I would fight the Taurus demon, but he's frustrated me, so now I'm not even gonna give him the satisfaction of a fight. Oh, you know what? Excuse me, gentlemen. That's the way you do it. Also, there's this weird thing on the wall. That in no way, shape, or form will come back or be relevant later. Oh, that's what happened. Yeah, I'd really appreciate it if you wouldn't push me into that corner. Yeah, let's just fight on the stairs. That seems a lot safer. There we go. I said I'd run past him, but I lie a lot. So we're gonna do a thing here real quick. So see, there's a door down there. So ordinarily you'd have to give the Daughter of Chaos, I think, like 30 humanity and join her covenant. But there's a little exploit that conveniently was never fixed in the remaster. So basically, if you don't do this, there's an enemy behind this door that you either have to open early or use this exploit that I'm about to teach you to kill it. And you have to kill it in order to get Solaire to survive. Otherwise, Solaire will die after you beat a few bosses. So there we go. We've poisoned that enemy, and you just gotta wait for their health to tick down. Got it. And that enemy does not respawn ever, so... Next boss is another Asylum Demon reskin. Yay! This one's on fire, though. Easy peasy. Wait, don't leave the arena yet. If you wait, he'll drop an item, the Demon Catalyst. You want to go up these stairs first, because there was an up and a down. You want to go up. And that weird rune stone that was in the middle of the floor for the Daughter of Chaos has activated, and it actually is an elevator. Lets you skip all that annoying faffing about. We don't really need any more item discovery, so we're just gonna start consuming this humanity to upgrade a few bonfires. let's have a look at the Havel's ring would do for us now. 117. I still don't think we'd pull that off. No, yeah, because 1/4 of 30 is 120, or 1/4 of 120 is 30. Yeah, still no light rolls out of that. As nice as that'd be. Now we'll go down. And light the bonfire, but there's really no point in sitting there. Also, the bonfire placement here is really odd. I don't quite understand it. But again, I think that's just because this area is unfinished. So here is a Solaire summon sign. We're not going to summon him for this fight because he dies really fast here. He will just go in and get himself killed. Anyways, as you'll look, the floor is made of lava. Oh no, the thing that I said would have no consequence and would not come back to bite us in any way, shape, or form did do a thing. How strange. It's not like that happens ever in these games. Now, you want to jump across these lava pits. Jump across that. Run this way. Get a drink. Make another jump. And draw him over. This is a fairly easy boss if you have good health and armor. You just need to actually get somewhere to fight him properly. So, walk over to him. Yeah, he doesn't even have as much HP as Demon Firesage. Camera's flipping out. Oh, if he jumps back into the lava, just draw him over. Ooh, that screen shake is bad. Obviously, you can't stand in lava, so just be careful. So I didn't get to show it off here, but if you cut the tail off and then kill the tail, because the tail is also a centipede, if you cut the tail off and kill it, you get this ring, the orange charred ring, early. And if you put it on, it makes you take almost no damage from lava. See, we take little, like, ticks of damage from the lava. And so if you manage to somehow cut his tail off, you can just fight him normally, like in the middle of the lava. Here's Solaire.
Why? Why? After all this searching, I still cannot find it. Why? Oh.
Anyway, he's very upset because he cannot find a literal, like, piece of sunshine for himself. It's very sad. Now we'll want to rest here. There's no consequence to not resting here, and I'd rather not make such a long trip. So there's a bonfire in the middle of all this lava. Like, way far out in one of the buildings here. But there's really no point to it. You may as well just keep running. So these things are called the bounding demons. All these literal, like, giant demon asses. They're called the bounding demons, and they're just the rear half of the undead dragon monster. That's all they are. But with their own, like, set of attack animations. This place is really, really unfinished. Also, their aggro range is minuscule, so like just don't even get close to them and you won't suffer any consequences for it. Yeah, so there's a bonfire somewhere around here, but we're not going to go to it. Yeah, it's over there, under that building right there. On the underside. One of those walls is an illusory wall. But the distance is so negligible, there's no point in even really getting it, because you'll attract the attention of a bounding demon if you go after it. That one right there, you'll get its attention if you try going after that bonfire. So come up here, grab this, hop off. And we don't have to put the ring on for like the rest of the game. That was the only literal reason we needed it at any point ever. That one's just kind of hovering there. So yeah, it's mostly just killing a lot of these things. That's this area. Congrats. Have fun. Oh yeah, these guys though. These guys are okay. These guys are very original looking enemies. And I don't think they're very overused. Sometimes they have a low chance of dropping a red titanite, which is for fire and chaos weapons. Nope. You want to stop her from casting. Just kill her right away. And also, be sure to kill her quickly, because then you'll get invaded by Kirk, and... third time's a charm. Bye, Kirk. Right then. So this guy does a lot of damage. And basically that's no fun, so you want to avoid him. He will respawn infinitely and will always give you a guaranteed Demon Titanite drop, so that's nice for you if you want to go fight him for Demon Titanite. Be sure to bring some sort of lightning weapon or lightning damage in general, because that's what they're weak to. Anyway, here's Solaire again.
Was it all a lie? Have I done this all for nothing? Oh, my dear son. What now? What should I do? My son. My dear, dear son.
So he's very crestfallen and depressed, and if you don't kill this enemy here, this sunlight maggot as it's called, if you do not kill the sunlight maggot, it will latch onto Solaire's head and drive him mad, and he will come fight you. Anyways, now, this next boss will kill you. There is no way around it. You will die here. In fact, at this moment in time, it is appropriate to equip the entire gold-hemmed black set. Cool. I light roll with this stuff. So, yeah. Because this next boss is not a matter of taking damage or anything like that. This next boss is just a bum rush. That's the most logical way I can talk about it. You just want to remove as quickly as you can and try not to get killed. But, since you will die, you need to make peace with the fact that you're probably going to lose some stuff. So, also, over here, once you've killed Kirk 3 times in the Depths, the Demon Ruins, and Lost Izalith, you will expire for real this time here. He's dead for good now. How sad. But yeah, you want to make your peace, you know, make sure you're not going to need your humanity for anything else. We're going to use one more of these. We have a lot of them. Yeah, okay, we don't want to use all of those. We just want to get one more level up, and then keep the rest of them, and we're going to go die. We're going to lose 9 humanity for this, and that's going to really suck, but we have plenty to compensate. So, let's go. Actually, there's a little side quest we got to do first, but that won't take too long. You know what? We could probably just finish this off today. I think that's what I'll do. Must be very uncomfortable walking on these rocks barefoot.
Was it awesome?
So this guy's back is turned, and you kind of just wanna scooch past him. Try not to get hit, because he could probably one-shot you. Whenever you hear him powering up his lightning attack, you just wait till you hear it go off and then zigzag. So we go over here, and the floor falls out. And look! Siegfried's on the other side. Did I say Siegfried? Siegmeyer, God. I get those two characters confused now because they have the same first name, pretty much. So you want to put on the rusted iron ring. And you want to dodge around a bit around these chaos eaters. And you want to kill all but one if you want to get this quest done right. So there's 3 endings to this quest. You can talk to Siegfried. I keep saying it, Siegfried. You can talk to Siegmeyer now, and go in, and if he, no matter what, he will either die or he will survive with below 50% HP. And if he survives with below 50% HP, he will expire from his wounds and collapse, and that will be the end of his questline. He'll give you a ring, and he will die. Now, if he survives with above 50% HP, you have to leave at least one alive. And then that's how you progress the questline to its final stage. Or, alternatively, you can kill all of them, then talk to him. He will congratulate you on your fine work and say that he's just not the adventurer he used to be. He will congratulate you and say he's just not the adventurer he used to be, and say that he will find his daughter and return home to Katarina. I think it might have killed itself. I'm not sure, but I think that thing might have killed itself, and I think we might have flubbed the quest line. It did. Yep, okay. So I guess we're going to get the good ending of the questline. Okay, so I guess I'm just going to have to explain this now since we failed it. If you do this right and you leave the one alive and then you go, Siegfried will say that he'll charge in and you escape, but obviously you shouldn't do that. Okay, so there's 4 different things you can do. I was wrong. You can either do as he says and escape, and he will die to them, and that'll be the end of his quest line. And then you can do those other things I said. Now, since we killed all of them, he is just going to return home with his daughter. And that's the good ending to his quest line. But, alternatively, if you go in and fight with him, leaving just the one enemy alive, so he survives with above 50% HP, he will be very distraught that he is very unhelpful. And he will move on to another area, and you'll get a Titanite slab for more upgrades at the end of that questline. And I'll show you the area where it happens.
Ah. Oh, there you are. Wait, did you defeat those dire creatures? Outstanding. You never fail to impress. Well, wonderful. This Knight of Katarina said, take this as a token of my gratitude. I feel like I'm always thanking you. I curse my own inability. I feel like
And that's it. He's done. He's just gonna go home now. So, that is the end of his quest line. Oof, where am I supposed to... What am I doing here? Is this your method? Okay. You're just gonna drop back in, and we're gonna get out again. Ugh, God, this place is such a maze. Oh wait, I think... Okay, yep, there we go. This is the way out, I'm fairly sure. Yeah, alright, here we go. So after this boss fight, I will show you where to go to complete his quest line if you want the extra Titanite slab. So this boss actually only has 1 HP. You want to go and you want to hit those tree branches with the runes on them. You want to run as fast as you can and try not to get swept. Because yeah, it's a platforming boss. There are pitfalls that are instant death. Hallelujah. And then we'll just do this attack. Over. And over. Oh, there I go. Luckily, this fight saves your progress, so it'll remember that we took out that last rune, and we don't have to deal with that again. But, this is why I said this, you kind of just want to put on light armor, because you want to just run to the boss over and over and over. This is how you fight it. This is what you do. Forever. What a pain. Alright, take two. Hopefully the last one, because I don't want to just show a bunch of commute times. Because that commute just really is the worst. Running there over and over. Oh, nope, there I go. What an absolute joy it is to behold the divine. There we go. So, how are you? Well, we got lucky with that one, didn't get attacked at all. Well, that's unfortunate. Internet's crapped out, so the video quality, the video feed cut. So, looks like we're done for now. I guess we're not going to finish today, we're going to finish tomorrow. Thanks everybody for watching, and I will see you hopefully very soon. Bye.